Hello, scholars. Welcome back from Thanksgiving break. It is our third and last video for Unit 5. We're talking about our endocrine system. All right. I want to understand what it is, how it works. So let's get going. Kick off with a little Thanksgiving cartoon. The endocrine system is all about hormones. All right, we got our pilgrims over here. It's good, but it needs more hormones, antibiotics, and genetic modification. You hear about hormones all the time. Hormone-free beef. You're getting to be a teenager. Your hormones are going crazy. What is all this business about hormones? Well, the endocrine system is a collection of glands, or groups of cells in some cases, that are going to secrete hormones. And these hormones are going to regulate or control your growth, your development, and many of the processes of homeostasis within your body. All right, so let's break that down a little bit more. So the endocrine system uses chemical messengers. The nervous system uses electrical impulses and nerves. The endocrine system does it differently. All right, it sends chemicals out throughout the body. Those chemicals are called hormones. And it uses the circulatory system. It doesn't have its own system of message carriers like the nervous system. It uses the circulatory system. It puts these hormones out in the blood. They get carried throughout the whole body, right? And it's an alternative to the nervous system. The nervous system came after the endocrine system. Using chemicals as messengers has been around a long, long time. Now, the system is slower than the nervous system, but it's much more long-lasting effects. And like we talked about earlier, with the nervous system, it also relies on feedback loops. All right? It senses the environment, sends out a message, and then waits and senses the environment again. If I need more of that thing, I send out more of a message. If I need less of it, I send out a different message. And I want to have some set point. I don't want to be too high. I don't want to be too low. I want to be just right. So use those feedback loops to sense our environment, figure out what we need to change, and sense it again and see if we changed it enough. That's our endocrine system in a nutshell. So let's look at the parts and what each part does. So we have a bunch of different glands, all right? And a gland is an organ that secretes some sort of fluid. So a pituitary gland secretes the hormone that control your skeletal growth, okay? How tall you are, how short you are. It controls the water balance in your blood. And in women, it also controls the birth process. Okay, that's up here in your brain. At the base of your brain, kind of behind your eyes, is your pituitary gland. You also have your parathyroid gland, right? And these are in your neck, next to the thyroid. Parathyroid means behind the thyroid. And the parathyroid gland regulates your calcium level in your blood. Your thyroid gland, which is in front of your parathyroid in your neck, controls your metabolism, or how you get and use energy. You have your adrenal glands that produce adrenaline, the fight or flight response. This controls, how alert you are, how quick you are to react, how quick you are to run away or fight, and it's your response to danger. Your adrenal glands produce the hormone adrenaline. You have your pancreas. Now, your pancreas was also an organ in your digestive system. Your pancreas has many, many functions, all right? So while it did produce bicarbonate and digestive enzymes for the digestive system, here it's going to control sugar levels through insulin and glucagon, okay? Talk about more of that in a second. The thymus gland, okay? Thymus gland isn't on your picture over here, but it's in your chest, okay? And this is going to help control your immune system and mount your defense against bacteria and viruses and things like that. Then you have gonads. Gonads is a generic name for the sex organs in males and females. In males, the gonads are called the testes. In females, the gonads are the ovaries. Okay? Those are down there in your private parts. Okay. All right. So how do these hormones work? All right, well, these hormones, like I said, are chemical messengers, and they're produced by one cell. We say that's the secreting cell. It has a secret cell, right? And it's going to produce this chemical and put it into the bloodstream. It can go through the bloodstream and get received by a target cell. Now, not every cell can receive the message. You need the right receiver. It's kind of like broadcast TV or, a satellite dish, cable networks. What you've got is you've got someone sending out a signal, they're broadcasting it, and you need to have the right receptors or the right satellite dish to receive that message. If I don't have the right receiver, signal can come to me all day, but I won't hear it because I'm not the right target cell. Only certain target cells have the right receivers to hear the message. Otherwise, the message just goes whoop right on by. Cool? All right. So how do these hormones work? Well, it's a message from the secreting cell to the target cell, and it says, hey, make more protein, or hey, cut it out. We don't need any more protein. So each cell has genes in it which control how much protein you make. And the proteins do the different work of keeping you alive. So hormones are going to regulate how much protein or how little protein you make. They come in two types. You can have protein or steroid hormones. And they work differently. We're not going to get into the biochemical nature of these. But protein messages are received right on the surface of the cell. Steroid hormones can go right through the cell membrane because they're made out of fat derivatives, and they can act right in the nucleus. We're not going to get into all that detail. All right, so how does this work? Probably the two most famous hormones in your body, maybe besides adrenaline, are insulin and glucagon. Insulin is a hormone that's going to lower your sugar levels. When you eat a lot and you've got a lot of sugar in your blood, that's going to cause your pancreas to make insulin. Okay, that insulin is going to go over to your liver and say, hey, liver, take this glucose and make glycogen, which is a long-term storage form of the same molecule. It's also going to go to the cells throughout your whole body and say, hey, take up more sugar, store it inside your cells so it's not in the blood so we can use this later. And that's going to, where did my mouse go? It's going to lower the sugar level. As the liver converts glucose to glycogen and the cells take it up to store it inside them, it's going to lower the blood sugar level. When the body senses that there's low blood sugar, it's going to tell the pancreas, hey, make some more glucagon. That glucagon is then going to stimulate the breakdown of glycogen. So take glycogen, make glucose. That's going to raise the sugar level, which gives me more energy. So we don't want it too high. That would be bad. We don't want it too low. That would be bad. We want it just right. So when sugar levels are too high, we have insulin to take it down. When our sugar levels are too low, we have glucagon to bring it back up. All right? These are both produced by the pancreas. They're both hormones that control sugar level. If you don't control your sugar level, okay, you can get things like diabetes. All right? And that's going to cause problems with your vision, your circulation, energy problems, and eventually it could kill you if you don't take care of it. Okay? So this is a feedback loop. Oh, and notice I blew the picture up so it's easier. You've got a secreting cell, has a secret to tell, puts that secret in the bloodstream, and is received by the target cells. Also, you have the feedback loop if you want to have all the detail of this picture. I think it's really helpful. All right, pause the video if you need. Big three questions. What is the endocrine system? What are the parts and what do they do? How do hormones work? This is all in section 3 of chapter 25, pages 670 to 673. Make sure you take your notes. I'll see you in class.